It is Tuesday, June 8. Welcome to CGN News. Haiti on Monday postponed a constitutional referendum scheduled for June 27 due to the coronavirus pandemic, but did not give a new date for the vote. President Jovenel Moïse has been ruling Haiti by decree after legislative elections due in 2018 were delayed and following disputes on when his own term ends. Last week, the Bishop Conference of Haiti called on Moïse to postpone the referendum as the country continues to be plagued by social and political unrest. A statement Monday said the decision to postpone was motivated by difficulties the Electoral Council faced in the midst of the pandemic. This will be the first referendum in the country since 1987. The United States Department of State has issued a warning against all travel to Haiti with a Level 4 alert. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention also issued a Level 4 travel health notice for the country owing to COVID-19. In its summary, the State Department said kidnapping is widespread and victims regularly include U.S. citizens. The State Department warned that violent crimes such as armed robbery and carjacking is common. The warning noted that the U.S. government is limited in its ability to provide emergency services to citizens in Haiti, such as the Haitian National Police and ambulance services. It went on to say that the Haitian police generally lack the resources to respond effectively to serious criminal incidents. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he has confidence in the young generation of local entrepreneurs and urged them to ignore the, quote, bad mind element, end quote, in the country. Holness was a guest at First Rock Capital Holdings' groundbreaking ceremony on Saturday. A luxury housing development by First Rock Capital Holdings' Hambani Estates comprises 12 4- and 5-bedroom residences on 3.5 acres of land. First Rock CEO Ryan Reed said close to 200 jobs would be generated from the development, a sign that the company was betting on Jamaica. An executive member of the National Association of Driving Schools in St. Lucia was temporarily detained on Sunday following a two-person protest outside the residence of Prime Minister Alain Chastanet. Kingston Jean and a colleague, using cooking pans as drums, called on the Prime Minister to set a date for the 2021 general election. The incident occurred at about 5:30 Sunday morning at Rodney Bay, Gros Islet, St. Lucia. The small protest coincided with the 5th anniversary of the 2016 general election, when the Alain Chastanet-led United Workers' Party formed the government. The driving instructor told Loop News that the last 5 years were disgraceful and called on the Prime Minister to ring the bell. The Roman Catholic Church in Dominica on Monday confirmed that a priest has been removed as head of a parish covering 6 geographical areas following accusations of inappropriate behavior. A statement from the diocese said Father Elton Letang had been placed on indefinite leave of absence from St. Paul and St. Anne. According to the statement, the priest is not permitted to minister in any capacity while the accusations against him are investigated. The Roman Catholic Church said there will be no further comment on the issue at this time. Father Letang was ordained a Catholic priest in June 2013. More than 60% of the population of St. Kitts and Nevis has received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Medical Chief of Staff of the Joseph France General Hospital, Dr. Cameron Wilkinson, said it sent a strong message that the 60% listened to the facts and believed in the science and went forward and got vaccinated. Florida health officials said infections and mortality data on its online COVID-19 dashboard will no longer be updated daily, but will instead be provided on a weekly basis. The State Department of Health cited decreasing cases amid an increasing number of people being vaccinated for halting the daily reports. As of Friday, the dashboard reported 2.3 million COVID cases in Florida since the outbreak began more than a year ago, with nearly 37,000 Floridians having died. The Miami Herald reports that the weekly data will be more focused on vaccinations, including data on what percentage of people over the age of 12 have been inoculated. A unanimous Supreme Court ruled Monday that thousands of people living in the United States for humanitarian reasons are ineligible to apply to become permanent residents. The court ruled that federal immigration law prohibits people who enter the country illegally and now have temporary protected status, TPS, from seeking green cards to remain in the country permanently. The designation applies to people who come from countries ravaged by war or disaster. It protects them from deportation and allows them to work legally. There are 400,000 people from 12 countries with TPS status. A major outbreak has affected a number of major websites, including Amazon, Reddit, and Twitch. The UK government website gov.uk was also down, as were the Financial Times, The Guardian, and the New York Times. Cloud computing provider Fastly, which underpins a lot of major websites, said there were issues with its global content delivery network and was implementing a fix. It said, quote, "We identified a service configuration that triggered disruption across our POPs, points of presence globally, and have disabled that configuration," end quote. The issues began at around 11 a.m. BST and lasted for an hour. Other affected websites included CNN and streaming sites Twitch and Hulu. And finally, more than 800 suspected criminals have been arrested worldwide after being tricked into using an FBI-run encrypted messaging app, officials say. The operation, jointly conceived by Australia and the FBI, saw devices with the Anom app secretly distributed among criminals, allowing police to monitor their chats about drug smuggling, money laundering, and even murder plots. Officials say the sting, which was called Operation Ironside, is a watershed moment in law enforcement history. Targets included drug gangs and people with links to the mafia. Drugs, weapons, luxury vehicles, and cash were also seized in the operation, which was conducted across more than a dozen countries. This included 8 tons of cocaine, 250 guns, and more than $48 million in various worldwide currencies and cryptocurrencies. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison said the operation had struck a heavy blow against organized crime around the world. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.